Hey, what's up guys? Today we are doing an unboxing and install video of a new shift knob for my Audi S5. I bought this shift knob from sportshifters.com. I'll put a link below. But yeah, let's get into it. As you can see, I already peeked inside. I was a little excited. But inside we have this nice lens cloth, microfiber. Sportshifters.com. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got that, and then inside here we have the box, nicely packaged. Looks great. So we don't need this anymore. But we're gonna go ahead and open this up, take a look at this thing. Very excited. I've been wanting this shift knob spec'd out this way since I bought the car, probably like, I don't remember, like 3 years ago at least. But yeah, so we got a QR code here. It says scan QR code for installation guide. So I'll go ahead and do that here in a little bit. We'll see what that looks like. Got some Allen keys with a couple of different set screws, it looks like. There's 3 of them and 2 keys. Inside we got the shift knob. Beautiful. So this here is a weighted shift knob. I went with the medium weight. This is the GT2. This is the GT2 custom shift knob with the black leather. It's got the red stitching. Carbon fiber window inlays, so we got those carbon fiber in there. Besides that, it's got the manual 6-speed straight H pattern engraved in there with the black numbering, as well as the red reverse symbol. So that's pretty much how I spec'd it out. It's the brushed aluminum, and it's the medium weight. So we'll go ahead and compare this weight. We'll see what it is. We'll pull out the scale, see how much it weighs, and we'll compare it with the OEM one. But overall, it's super nice quality, feels great. Just well made, well put together. I'm really happy with this. They did have different tiers of weight. So they had the heavy version. So I got the medium. The heavier version I think was like 300 to 500 grams. But I ended up going with the medium weight, which should be hopefully a good improvement over the stock weight. I do have the JHM short shifter on the shortish throw setting. You definitely feel the difference on the when shifting, and it definitely is a little bit harder without a weighted shift knob. So hopefully this kind of helps with that a little bit. But overall, I'm super happy with this. Let's take a look on how much this weighs. All right, let's see how much this sucker weighs. Oh, nice, 321. All right, cool. I'm pretty happy with that. A little bit more than at 320. The range for the medium weight was 150 to 300. So it's a little bit over that, but I was actually hoping it would be on the high end. That's weird. I don't think this is the stock one.
No, the guy had to cut the stock one.
Who did?
One of your video. Oh.
All right, so we're gonna try to take this collar off here that secures the boot onto the knob. I'm gonna try to pry it off without breaking anything. My guess is we're gonna break something. Just trying to make my way around this collar. I'm destroying this thing though. So simple as that, YouTube. So this, let's take a look at this real quick. So it's got these little grooves on it to hold down on the leather. But I'm pretty sure it's just glued across this ring here on the inside of the collar, and glued down onto this. And it's sandwiched between, the boot's sandwiched between this and this outer ring here. We ended up breaking this clip here. We'll go ahead and glue that back on. No big deal. But this, yeah, this collar right here just pops off. It's kind of hard to get it off. But you can see right here, there is basically it goes black, white, black, and then this ring goes around that. So between this outer collar and this internal collar of the knob here, we just try to get a thin screwdriver in between and pry it off. So that's off now. So we can pull this off and pull this out, and we'll see how much this weighs. Compare it with the new Sport Shifters knob. All right, so now that we got the OEM shift knob off of the car and off of the boot, let's compare these weights. All right, so got our OEM one with, we'll go ahead and say with without the collar, 91 grams. Okay, so we're going from 91, 322. Nice. So that's a difference about 230 grams difference. So you can see right here, pretty similar size. This one just looks way better. This one's pretty worn. The leather on this, pretty worn here. Let's get this installed on the car. All right. So before we install this knob, we're going to clean this boot, this leather here, clean it up. It's pretty dirty, kind of gross. So we're going to use this Chemical Guys leather cleaner here. Clean this leather right here. So we'll shake this up first. Give this a good shake. We'll spray this onto a microfiber cloth, and then we'll just start working that into the leather. Trying to lift that dust and dirt and grime off of this thing. And we'll see how that does. Already looks 1,000 times better. This thing was looking pretty dirty. So I didn't put too much. I just sprayed like 2 little spots there. And it's plenty to, it seems like it's plenty to get this off, get this dirt off. I'll just use a dry spot here to make sure I don't leave any on there. Work around the edges up here. And that already looks 1,000 times better. You can see right here all that dirt that I pulled off. And I'll go ahead and do it around the edge down here as well. That's where a lot of dirt gets trapped between. Pretty happy with that. So now that we use the leather cleaner, we'll go ahead and use the leather conditioner. We'll use the other side of this microfiber cloth. Put just a little bit here. It's kind of a lot, but I'm just gonna work this into the cloth first. And then I'll just use that spot to apply that conditioner across. Pretty easy to see where it's been hit with it. It gets nice and shiny. Hopefully this will loosen this leather up a little bit so it's not as stiff. That was one thing I was noticing, that this was getting a little stiff on there. Probably could use a little bit more. Just kind of work it into the leather a bit. And that's at least better than what it was. It looks 1,000 times better. I'll then just use a dry part of this and just kind of rub that off. Probably could have used a bit more, but I think that's good enough for this for now. Cool. Well, now let's go ahead and start installing this Sport Shifters knob. All right, so we'll just go ahead and install this, bring it all the way down. Then we will tighten these. So we went ahead and put this all the way on. Drops down. It sits pretty low, but we dropped it down. There's a little groove on the shifter here that these set screws kind of slide into. So we went ahead and started tightening these set screws and made sure that it could spin a little bit, but it can't go up and down, to assure that those set screws are going into that groove, to make sure it's at the right depth. So now just making sure that this thing's kind of aligned straight, and then we'll go ahead and tighten these securely. So gotta hold it kind of tight so it doesn't spin. So that's on pretty straight. Going in now and making sure these are nice and snug. They did supply spare set screws, so if you notice before installation that there's an issue with any of them, you can go ahead and swap those out. But these ones looked good, felt good. So now I'm just making sure those are nice and tight. Okay, don't want to over tighten them too much, but now we need to spin this off. This bottom section here should not spin, but I should be able to unscrew the knob just like that. This thing is nice and solid. So we pull it off, and you can see we got the knob. These things really are beautifully made, very clean. But it's got this little collar here. It has these two grooves for the seam inside the boot. So I'll go grab the boot real quick. This isn't symmetric, so it does go one direction. But you could see in here, if we pop this out this way, you could see the seams right here. So those are meant to go where these grooves are here. All right, so we got that installed. It's lined up with the seams. After that, then we go ahead and just install this like so. Drop that down. We want to make sure that the leather on the boot does not come up into these threads like that. And then we will next install the knob back on. So we'll put that there, spin it back on, and then we'll tighten that back down like so. And then we will pop this back in. It's got these 4 clips on both sides, 2 on each side. Just work it in around the edges, and they'll snap back in. Next, we'll push this boot down inside, and there we go. We have a GT2 Sport Shifter. Feels great. That looks really good. I like that. The knob definitely sits a little low compared to the original one. Probably a couple inches at least, to be honest. But it feels really good. With the JHM short shifter, feels super mechanical. Feels great, to be honest. I mean, I like that a lot. I do like the little carbon fiber. Got the carbon fiber windows to match the carbon fiber trim on the interior. Slightly different color, maybe, just a little. I'm colorblind, so I'm not a best judge of color. Cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's a little pricey. The prices definitely have gone up. At least it seems. I'm pretty sure they were, back when I bought this car, pretty sure they were a little bit cheaper. Whole economy's kind of in a screwy spot right now. I think it's definitely worth it. All right, so we got that Sport Shifters GT2 shift knob installed on the S5. Really happy with the way it looks, nice and clean. It's definitely a OEM Plus look, which I like a lot. Matches the interior, feels great. Sits a bit lower than the stock one, but I mean, really looks awesome. So yeah, give us a follow, give us a like. Follow us on Instagram, no_traction_faction. Obviously, subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Send us some comments down below if whatever you're thinking, whatever your thoughts are, let us know. We've got a lot more content on the way, a lot of videos in the works, a lot of builds in process. I'm waiting on a lot of parts. Join us on our journey. Thanks. Later, YouTube.
Okay, ow. I'm here in his car. He couldn't get it all clean. It's pretty dirty. It's pretty sad if you ask me. Can't believe he wanted to film in this condition. This is the perfect seating position.
You're all laying down.
And then I got to use the end of my finger to reach. Fully extended.
I might not sit. Let me see. It looks like you're leaning back quite a bit. Oh no, I don't sit like that.
I was about to say that's pretty far back.
But my legs are here. But I just don't lay down.
Probably just fast forward this part with some music. Bing. If Jared does it. If I do it, it's going to be jazz, and if you do it, it's going to be some sort of mumble thing.
Some mumble rap. That one.
I think it's trash.
So simple as that, YouTube.